Hello, Math 7. This is Mr. Flannery coming to you as we continue Unit 2, and we're on Lesson 5, Simplify Algebraic Expressions. We are really going to dig into algebraic concepts here. So we got this girl playing some drums here. Hopefully she's cheering you up, getting some good beats on the tom-tom there, maybe a snare. I don't see a snare. It's not a snare drum. I don't know much about drums. Maybe you can tell that. But before we get into actually how to simplify them, you have to know what the elements of an algebraic expression are. So first off, the main word is a term. So a term can be a number, a variable, or a number and variable multiplied together. Okay, so these are all terms. They're always separated with addition or subtraction. There's no subtraction here, but you could use subtraction. Now, like terms are terms that have the same variable. So these red ones are like because they both have x. The green one is not like because it doesn't have an x. Okay? Now, a number that does not have a variable is called a constant because it does not vary. These will vary because they have a variable. And what a variable does is it can change. It varies. To vary means to change. The number, anytime you have a variable, it always has a coefficient. Co means with. So a number with the variable. So here it's a -4. Here it's a 1. We don't write it because it's just an x, but it's a waste of time to write a 1. Just like with positive numbers, we don't write a little plus sign. So anytime you have a variable, it always has a coefficient. It's a number before it. If you don't see it, it's a 1. So the first thing we're going to do is label terms, like terms, coefficients, and constants. This will be on the test, so make sure you know how to identify these 4 things. First off, the terms are 9y, 4, 11y, and 7. Okay? Honestly, this is a -4 and a -11y. 9y and -11y are the same. They have the same variable. -4 and +7 are also like because they have no variable. That means I can put them together. You cannot put the y's and the constants together. You can't put them together. You could multiply them if they were being multiplied, but they're not. They're being added and subtracted. All right, so we did terms, like terms, coefficients. What numbers are before variables? We have a 9 as a coefficient, and we also have a -11 as a coefficient. Constants. What are the constants? Let's put constants in blue. What are the constants? Constants are numbers without variables, so we have -4 and 7, +7. So remember, subtraction you can also rewrite subtraction as addition. So this is plus a -4, and that's why this comes together as a negative sign. You can treat it just like it's a negative thing when you have subtraction. All right, same thing goes over here. I'm not going to do a second example because of time. Now, when you have an algebraic expression, you want it in simplest form. What you're going to do is you're going to put like terms together. So all that vocabulary just to really put it down to what's like. What has the same variables or no variable, because that's kind of like a variable. And what can you put together? Then you have to look at the coefficients and see, well, what plus what is what? So in this case, 4y plus 1y is 5y. So that's where that comes from. Here you have x's can go together, and you have constants go together. So 7x minus 7x is 0. They cancel. -2 plus 6 is actually +4. So those x's cancel out, and you end up with a +4.